Hey, Habib, what's up, dude? Are you ready to start putting things together? We're getting ready to start the podcast. Hell yeah, bro. So wait, do you want to just call right now? Oh wait, I didn't even see your message. Okay, I just got home and it's shower time and then I join you. Awesome. That was 40 minutes ago. Hello. Hello? Hello? Hold pawn. Lol, my mic, is it in? Alright, cool. Should I leave my switches if I get a new keyboard? Depends if you have the resources and the time. No, that's literally what he said. Hold pawn. Ah!
Oh my god.
There it is! Hello, Habib.
Ed?
Yeah, what's up?
Alright. Hey man.
Oh, I'm cranking you up. Alright, can you try talking?
Hello?
Hello.
Holy crap.
Alright, I'm gonna spam a bunch of messages. Even though like our past DMs is literally just pictures of my feet. Alright, I'm just gonna spam a bunch of messages because I'm gonna show Discord, alright?
And you can like kind of see my feet, like only if you scroll up a little bit. So they don't need to see our exchanges, private messages.
Wait, I'm just gonna spam a shit ton of emotes and hopefully that should cover it.
Okay. I like your emote of choice.
Yeah, dude, it's the best.
Okay, it's covering it on my end.
I have a tall ass monitor, so I need to spam a little bit more.
Oh, okay, okay.
Alright, chat, are you guys ready? Boom! Shit, boom! What's up, nation?
Oh, let's go. We go camera on? Camera on?
I'm down. When I enable my camera though, it's gonna lag Discord for a bit, so I might die for like 5 seconds, alright?
Video's not working. Hey man.
Oh, wait, is it working? Oh shit, that was fast, what the hell? Alright, wait, your thing hasn't like come up just yet.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Oh, pause champ? It's not working. Where is my camera? Wait, let me try using like another Discord client, like the beta client.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Switch to another client. Because my camera's working on OBS. Oh crap. It's not being picked up because OBS. Oh, is that? Wait, what?
Wait, yeah, if OBS is using your camera, then your camera can't be used in 2 separate like programs.
Oh my god, dude, 5984 has like the same IQ as all your other viewers combined.
Actually, no, that's in Yodi. That's an IQ of 5.
Wait, do I have to close OBS?
You just need to disable, like, go right click your webcam and click disable, like.
Okay.
Just yeah.
Deactivate.
Deactivate.
Oh, now will it work? Should I restart Discord?
Don't restart Discord. Just turn off your webcam and turn it back on. It should work.
Oh. Oh my god, it works.
Yo, there it is! What's poppin', bro? Yo! Shit, I haven't seen that beautiful fucking face in literally years, dude. What up, Habib?
Hey, man.
Hey!
Hey.
Bro, your background reminds me of the good old days when literally my stream background was literally just a white wall. Dude, that's it, dude.
Look here, this is my bed. I'm chilling.
Oh shit, dude, that's crazy. Okay. All right, hold on. I'm gonna add some graphics to the stream right now.
Okay.
Wait. All right.
Then.
This is gonna be scuffed as fuck, dude. That's okay. All right.
Yep. That is the goal.
The entire point is for this to be scuffed.
Lower the camera a bit. Oh, I can do that. Oh, okay. Oh.
Plus image.
Okay. Oh, you can see my stuff on my table. Haha. Wait. Maybe I should clear my table.
Nah, no one really gives a shit, dude.
Okay, true. Okay. Good. How should I set up my stream?
Alright, so basically I just disabled my the webcam on the stream, and our webcams are already in Discord, so we don't need to redo it on stream.
Oh my god, brain. I was like, dang, I won't be able to show my camera on my stream. Okay. Okay.
Alright, and then for the names, alright, you can take a look on my stream to see what it looks like.
Oh my god.
Wait, chat. Alright, I can try to make it transparent. Hold up. Properties. I'm gonna try Chroma King White, see what that does.
Okay, what I'm gonna do with my stream is I'm gonna pop out both my chat and your chat. So we'll have on my stream, it'll be like a more archive focused.
Okay.
Oh wait, yours has your chat too, but mine will have my chat. My less active. Probably easier to read too.
Okay.
Higher chances of me seeing your message if it's in my chat.
True.
Cough, cough.
So bros, if you guys want to ask Habib a question specifically, yo.
Yeah, it's easier for me to catch your message if it's in my chat. How am I? Pretty good. How about you, Servi?
Yeah, bro, should cast be lowercase or uppercase?
Window capture.
Upper? Alright. Now, should we keep it as a pag chomp, or should we actually change it to pog?
Why am I called Habib? That's my first name.
Fuck yeah, dude! Alright, so the podcast officially starts at 12 o'clock p.m., which is 4 minutes from now. That's the reason why we're setting it up right now, alright? Oh my god, what happened here?
My offline image is just a plant. Yeah, so there's this boba shop that is close to my old house before I moved for college. And they had this table with a really nice plant. So one day, I just took a picture of it and I set it as my offline image for Twitch. Oh, I just realized I can't switch from Discord. I have to announce my stream on my phone.
Alright, bros, what do you guys think? I can't find a cleaner image of Pog. I just searched up, I just searched up Pog. It's the first one. Wait, are you serious? I need to adjust the filter. What if I just remove the chroma key? Yeah, I don't need the chroma key. This is fine. Shit!
Don? Holy crap.
How do I do an underline?
What?
Do you know how to add Habib's chat to the stream like you have yours? That way we can see both chats. Technically speaking, I could do both.
Oh, I can send you the link.
Yeah, send me your cap chat link. Do you use cap chat?
Oh, I use Streamlabs. Is that okay?
I'll just use cap. Actually, it's okay, but that makes it more scuffed. So that makes it better. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, okay.
What?
So
Yeah, dude. Let's go.
Okay, I give you my Streamlabs link or what?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Wait, did Maxi already do it? What? How? Maxi, what the fuck? Alright, never mind. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I would have had to send it through Discord, and that would scuff our chat log.
Wait, are you talking about our pog use?
Oh? What is this a podcast for? Great question.
We'll figure that out soon, alright?
Yeah, we're gonna be hanging. Please give a shout out to Benny Harvey. Shout out to Benny Harvey, a hero of our people.
600 by 300.
Hey, 594, what's up? Oh, is my chat on Edstream too? Shout out to Flask Osu for doing nothing. Shout out to Flask 3, Flask Osu. Great. A good gamer. Shout out to Don. He didn't ask for a shout out, but I gave him a shout out anyway.
Let's see.
Hey, Celeste. Dude, my hair is not letting me forget that I need a haircut so badly.
Alright, and for the sake of this, I'm gonna remove the branding from my side because this podcast is not sponsored. Rest in peace, my sponsorships.
So sad. Bible thump.
Actually, I'm gonna put BeasttrollMC. Let's see.
This podcast is sponsored by Apraxia's Miss during OWC 2019.
Oh, never forget it.
Oh shoot. Hey Don, I like your messages. I just realized I clicked off of Discord. Okay, I can't do that. I can't check any messages. Wait, let me cover.
You're gonna have to switch scenes every time you
Frick. No, I covered my notification bar. a Discord tab. That's true. I'll just ignore Discord for an hour or 2 or 3 or 4. 4 hours, 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years.
Okay. Shit. Oh shit, this is high. Oh, this is crazy. Wait a second. I'm gonna apply an outline. A black outline. With a size of like 5. What does that look like? Okay, that's too thin. Let's do 20. Oh shit!
Oh,
that looks nice.
What is this? It's the Kurzgesagt ducky.
Fuck! What happened? I fixed it. Okay.
Hey, Digital, you looking cute. Thank you, smiling smile. Oh, I've taken Ed's name and combined it with my own.
Chat, how's that look?
What is the podcast about? Great question. We'll talk about OSU related stuff.
As long as it has some tie to OSU, alright? If we were to talk about World War II, well, I'm sure like World War II set the foundation where people fought in order for game developers to innovate and finally create the war that is the top 50 of OSU's competitive scene.
Yeah, if you think about the butterfly effect, maybe if World War II never happened, you wouldn't have been born the same way.
True.
So... Thank you, World War II.
Alright, that was like a really bad analogy. I'm sorry, dude. I could have picked literally anything else and it probably would have went better. Alright, chat, I think this is good. Alright.
Oh. World War II is just RNG manipulation.
No. Alright, the one last thing I could do is zoom into my face more. I think it's better like this.
If you put my chat under my cam, it might be better.
Boom.
Oh.
I don't know why, but your chat's still like bigger. Or your chat's smaller, like the text is smaller, dude. It looks weird.
Oh, it's okay. My camera's flipped from my preview. It's like me pointing this way, it's like I'm pointing to the right, but...
Look at this, dude! look at this! Oh shit, oh.
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 Look at this, dude! Yeah, this is actually like super scuffed. Alright, because I'm assuming I'm flipped. I'm on your right hand side, right?
I have mine like you're on top of me.
What? Click on it. Click on the webcam. Click on any of the webcams.
Oh. No, but I did, but I like...
Wait, let me pull up your stream. Hold on.
Yeah, okay.
Chat, this might look scuffed, like super shit!
Oh, crap.
Twitch.tv/digitalhypno. Oh shit, wait, this looks clean. What the fuck? Wait, so you have it up and down? What the fuck? Damn, dude, you made it super easy.
Well, because if I full screen Discord, then it'll be on both sides.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
creative as fuck, dude.
Oh, crap.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We call it the Blanket Podcast.
Oh my god, you forgot. Let's go.
All right. Let's see. Wait, all right. Blanket Podcast with DigitalHypno live.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Why do I look like John Lennon? John Lennon.
All right, and we're cool to stream under the OSU category because this is OSU related stuff. All right, I think we're ready.
2 months together, my man.
Okay.
Pork audio BTW. I come from Italy. BTMC.
Hey Andrea, thanks for the 2-month resub.
Yeah, Andrea, thank you so much, bro.
This podcast is pre-recorded.
That's a fact. This is
Yep.
this entire thing is scuffed. Scripted scuffedness, all right?
This is like our 6th take, I think.
Okay, I think we should be in the clear.
Okay.
Audio levels, what do you guys think? All right, am I too loud? Is Habib too quiet? What's going on?
Oh my god, I can move my mic closer to my mouth.
Do you have a dynamic microphone or is it a condenser?
You're asking me? What the hell?
All right, I want you to talk like this.
Okay, hello.
All right.
BeasttrollMC.
All right, I want you to talk to the front, like the front. You're talking
Oh.
to the side of
Oh.
it.
Oh, wait, crap. It's like I'm eating it. Wait, hold on. Hello? Do I keep talking like this?
All right, now, okay, put like a 1 inch, like 1 inch distance between you and the microphone, and like talk to the front of it.
Hello? BeasttrollMC Twitch chat?
All right, I have no clue if that's dynamic or not.
I don't know.
Normally, like with dynamic microphones, like it picks up like so much more of like the mid range, and like it sounds so much crispier if you talk like super close to it. That's why
Oh,
with
like
like
ASMR?
podcasts and stuff, they have like the Shure SM7B. They're always like this close to the fucking microphone. It's almost like they're eating it, right? With condenser microphones, it's kind of different, where it's like it has a lot more like leniency, but it also picks up more background noise. But yeah. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen. Oh wait. Wait, it's backwards.
Yeah.
No, dude, what the fuck?
What?
I just realized everything was backwards. It took me way too long. Peace, make some push-ups before the podcast. Why? I mean, I could. Yo, Habib, how many push-ups can you take? Or can you do?
I haven't done a push-up in so long. I don't know.
Bro, drop and give me 20 right now, dude. Let's go. You don't have to. I'm not gonna. All right. So, are we ready to officially start?
I think so.
All right. Do we
Let's
want to
go.
do an intro?
Welcome to the Blanket Podcast.
Oh.
First edition. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I thought we were gonna.
Did you-
No. You can keep going. It's
Okay,
fine,
okay.
It's fine. This is just on
All right.
purpose.
Okay. Podcast between DigitalHypno, BeasttrollMC.
What up, dudes? Hello, hello, nation.
I'm your host.
I'm
and then
part.
you say I'm the host.
Wait, wait. Who's the host?
Wait. I say I am your host, and then you say I'm your host.
Wait, do we say it at the same time?
No. Like, okay, I am your host.
But wait, we're both the hosts.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we're both saying it.
Oh, wait. All right, do it again.
Okay, I am your host.
BeasttrollMC.
What? Oh.
Wait, aren't you gonna say your name too?
Oh no! I mean, I was gonna say I'm your host, and then you say I'm your host.
What? No, that's Scott. Oh wait.
That's the point.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Blanket Podcast. All right, we're still coming up with a good name for it, but like me and DigitalHypno are like, existing.
Yeah. Nice high production quality.
Super awesome. All right. Over here on this podcast, we're going to discuss a wide variety of topics like life, the universe,
We talk about
everything.
and anything from like improvement to getting into the community, which I think is something we should talk about today, because
Getting
I
into
know
the community?
yeah, because you as like the sort of figurehead streamer
Yep.
that like a lot of people look up to, but it's like you, now that you're up there, I think it would be interesting to hear the story of like how did you get into the community in the first place?
Oh, shoot. I have a question. Are we cursing?
Okay. I'm not.
So are we keeping this PG?
I think so.
Scheiße. All right,
I mean,
that's
you
cool.
can. No, I don't know. I just.
Holy. All right, so here's the deal, dude. Oh wait, I have a bleep button. Wait a second. Holy. God. Does this actually work?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It works. It works.
I will do white cat. Does this work? All right, it's whatever. All right. So
Oh my God.
we're discussing how I got into the game, right?
Yeah, not
actually-
the game, but the community.
Oh, the community. Okay, so like,
Yeah.
what do you define as a community? Because when I like joined the game, I like mainly only played with me and my friend, and then like the community came separate. I didn't really like know about like the top players when I first got into this game. It was mainly just like, you know.
I would say like, how did you meet your like first OSU friend, like pure OSU friend?
Oh,
Because at least in my experience, that tied me super far into like meeting new people. It's like meeting my first friend on OSU.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so that's actually really cool. So my name is BeasttrollMC online. All right, currently we might rebrand that soon. My first OSU friend that I would consider like an actual long-term, like the first person that actually got me into this game, like dedicated, was Chaos Raids. That's his username. All right.
Oh,
And this guy named
is he in
Chaos. I'm not sure if he's here in chat. Add Chaos in autofill. Chat, is he here? Yes, he is here. Yo, Chaos was popping, dude. He's still here. Let's go, man. So this is the guy who actually first got me into the game. All right. He's the person that really brought me in and actually got me actively playing this. He's not the person who showed me this game, but it's the reason why I kept playing, or one of the main reasons why I kept playing from the start. How I met him was through a Minecraft server called MC Teams. I was a player on it, and I remember this dude, it's vivid in my memory. I'm sitting at my sugarcane farm. It's a server called MC Teams where it's like you raid people's bases, and I was at a farm farming sugarcane. I was at the sugarcane farm, and I had no friends, and like this dude types in chat, "Yo, does anyone here play Osu?" I remember that message. All right, I remember his purple username. His username was Chaos Creator. All right, so vivid in my memory. And like, I'm like, wait a second. I have Osu. I played it before. I installed the game because of a guy named Gaze McGee, aka Airson by today's standards. You probably heard of him, right? But I didn't really have anyone to play with, so I uninstalled it. But I was like, hey, I could make a new friend. All right, maybe something could happen. Who knows?
Maybe.
So I typed in chat. I was like, yo, dude, let's pop it. All right. Except as a 13-year-old me who's socially awkward and like, hi, Mr. Moderator, can I play?
Oh, is he a moderator?
Yeah, he was moderator for MC Teams. He had the purple name and everything. All right. Pretty
Dude,
crazy.
fancy.
Yeah, super fancy, super fancy. So after that, we started playing together a lot. All right. And he was crazy at the game. He was like, by today's standards, like 5-digit.
Oh,
Not
but,
5
like
digit.
back then.
I don't know. Maybe we were both 6 digits by today's standards, right? But like, I thought he was crazy at the game, and I was complete shit. You know, it was crazy, absolutely terrible. But like, it was cool because we were still like, you know, we were
Like
we were
had
still
rivalry.
Yeah, exactly. We still had rivalry, even though he would absolutely obliterate me at everything. But we still played together. We always played multiplayer lobbies together, and that's honestly how I started actively playing this game. Osu.
Ah, so you met Chaos Raids through Minecraft. So did he end up introducing you to more friends that you had on Osu?
Not really.
Oh, then like I'm wondering, how did you meet like someone on Osu? Like your first friend that you truly just made on the Osu platform?
Ooh.
You can do
That's
it.
tough. I'm not sure if I even remember who's my first
Oh.
Osu friend.
I remember it. It's so my story. You know a player named Boggles?
Boggles? Never heard
Yeah.
of him.
Okay. United States player. And so one day, I had just started playing Osu. So when I first played Osu Standard, I got to maybe like 12 PP, and then I was like, "Yeah, I can use a tablet." So I just while I was waiting for my tablet to arrive, I started playing Catch the Beat for a little bit.
Yeah.
But basically, like I stopped playing Standard at 12 PP for like maybe 2 months. And so one day, supposedly, I was just like AFK, like you know, my little thing was like blacked out.
Yeah.
And this guy named Boggles went to his nearby filter because he's from Florida. So he went to his nearby filter just to see who was there. And I was the only person there. I had 12 PP, AFK, and he just added me as a friend because he I don't know, I just wanted to see if like I would keep playing or something like that. So he added me as a friend, and then 11 months later, I still had no idea, but he sent me a private message on Osu, and the message is kind of heartwarming. I still remember exactly what he said. He said, "Noob."
What the fuck? What?
But okay, hear me out. By this point, I was maybe 16K. And he was like 2K or 3K or something, right?
Yeah.
And so the only other friends I had that played Osu were like my school friends, like 2. And so I messaged them. I was like, "Dude, this top player just messaged me. What the?" I mean, I don't even remember what I said. I think in response, I was just like, "Yeah," like in all caps. And then
An admission of defeat.
I don't think he said anything else for the rest of that day. But then the next day, he started spectating me, and I don't know. We started talking. We added on Skype, and we found out that we lived like 20 minutes from each other. So, first Osu friend, first friend that I met up with too, and that led to me meeting a bunch of I ended up getting in a Skype group that had him and like a bunch of other top players, and that was my first like entrance into like meeting new top players.
Wow.
And yeah.
That's actually crazy. Because for me, with me and Chaos, all right, we just played together and like we just like we're like rivals and stuff. But we didn't exactly. I never really branched out into anyone else through specifically Osu. They were mainly just players from the Minecraft server that I played on, which was MC PvP or MC Teams or around that community, right? Because that was basically my friend group. It wasn't Osu specific. It was Osu Minecraft Mesh. There was like Momo HD. That was a big one. All right, he's known as E.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I think he's the only other person I really talked to. He was also pretty into Osu, but this was when MCPV was fading and people were finding like new communities to hop into. So he hopped towards Osu as well. There was a guy named WinRAR _ Win RAWR. Yeah, you know him? That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, these are all MCPV players. I knew Gaze when he was known as Gaze McGee back then, but like I was a pretty small guy. I was too nervous to talk to him. I watched the streams and YouTube videos, but I was like, shit, dude. One day he'll notice me.
Seems so unapproachable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. All right, I'm like super nervous and stuff, so I'm like, all right, one day we'll get up there. Oh yeah, Fleslin. Yeah, Fleslin.
Oh.
Yeah, he was also one of the. Actually, no, that might actually be my first Osu specific friend. I can't remember if he actually came from the Osu community, from the MCPV community though. Me and Fleslin were tight. All right.
Fleslин's like, oh, he remembers.
Yo, what up, Fleslin? Yo, yeah, Fleslin. I think you were actually my first friend I made from Osu. We played MCPP and you killed me once. Okay, all right, never mind. He's also part of the Minecraft community.
That's funny.
I don't know why. All right, this is completely off topic. I'm gonna talk with my chat, but this Fleslin dude reminds me about this guy who made thumbnails for me back in the MCPV days when I was like 12 years old. All right, his name is Taha or something like that. I don't know why. All right, he made old thumbnails, but yeah, the good old days. But yeah, To answer your question, that's basically how I got into the community. That's how everything flourished. Unfortunately,
then...
though, when it came to like me, when it came to me finding out about the top players, the first one I really like found out about was obviously Shige, but the first person I really took interest in was Ruruchi. Because,
interesting.
Yeah, I remember watching, like, I decided, let's check out some of the top players, all right? See how badly I would get crushed. And at the time, Ruruchi was online, and I decided to spectate him. And literally, that moment was when he FC'd Nurunesia Flashlight.
Wait,
and
really?
Literally, the moment I spectated him, it was the beginning of his run for that FC.
Wow.
So I saw that, and I'm like,
Dude.
wait a second, I am dog. Literally dog.
Oh my god.
Terrible compared to the rest of these guys. But that's how I really started taking interest in it. I was like, wait a second, these guys are crazy.
Yeah, it's like there's so much room to grow.
Exactly.
As a new player. Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah, my first player that I like, cause like, you know, when you're a new player, you start recognizing names on the leaderboards of like the lower star maps that you play. Names like Sapphire Ghost. That was like a big name that I started recognizing, and I think it's because I really liked. I think it was because I started recognizing their avatar, and because of that, I like every time I would see them on leaderboards, I just be like, oh my god, it's Sapphire Ghost. Oh my god. So
for me, that was Wolf.
Oh really?
Wolf's number one on literally everything, and I'm like,
oh true. Yeah, I remember, I think, because I had heard of Ruruchi back then, but his like leaderboard scores are all on like 5+ star maps. So I remember the
back
first
in the day,
time
that was crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Because he was like a good player.
Yeah.
And so the first time I saw one of his scores on a leaderboard, I was like, dang. It was like a map that I was gonna play for practice, and he had number 1 on it or something, like number 2, and I was like, oh my god, it's one of the maps that Ruruchi has played. It's like, oh my god, I've made it to
it's insane.
The same map that Ruruchi is playing.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like I get that's sort of like a joke where it's like it has like no correlation, but I think that's actually one of the coolest parts about Osu, right? Or Osu, or however. But like, it's one of those things where it's like you can watch top players set these scores, right? And then you can actually try it yourself. It seems like there's no connection, like obviously, right?
Yeah,
but,
like a single player.
But when you're actually able to like experience it for yourself, like try out the map that you just watched, that's crazy. I thought that was crazy. Seems like Habib is being abducted by his parents.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just kidding. It's whatever. We'll be right back.
Dude, I put a whiteboard on my door. It says, "No, come in right now." And
I'm assuming it's not working.
No, it's not working.
Oh no!
It didn't work. No, it's okay. My mom is vacuuming. Can you hear it?
Maybe when you talk, I can hear it slightly, but yeah, vacuum cuts. Discord cuts it out.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, cool. Okay. We good?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Let's try staying in the subject.
Okay.
Improv. What should we talk about? So that was the beginnings, all right? What about your progression through the game? All right, because for me, okay, so normally when you think of progression, you're thinking about like steps, you're thinking of milestones, you're thinking stuff like that, right? And the easiest way to log that and to keep track of your progress is through the PP system. As much as you want to argue about it, all right, that's basically how most players do it, right?
Yeah.
When did you actually like start caring about the PP system? When did you actually start like keeping track of like, ooh, this score was crazy? Yeah.
Oh, good question. The earliest memories, I think like, I don't know, because you always see your PP on like, it's literally right next to your name.
Yeah, it's also in between my legs.
Yeah, but even...
I'm sorry.
Like
Keep going.
you always have your rank number like next to your name.
Yeah.
So I think ever since like my smallest milestones, like hitting like 400 pp or like 420, I would like screenshot it and be like, wow,
That's actually
I'm
insane.
crazy.
Wait, do you still have those screenshots? Do you have like?
Well, I don't know if I would screenshot it. My earliest screenshot, I had like 1,000 something.
Okay.
But it was like I would talk to my friends about it. I don't know if I really knew about screenshotting back then. But yeah, so I remember like I think the first time I got 5-digit is when I was like, all right, I'm a god, let's go. Yeah, and then I don't know. There's this whole story of like when I stopped playing for PP, and then like I started playing tournaments and all that. But yeah, I don't know. We can go into that if you want.
That's the modern arc. I'd like to say my standpoint though, because
Okay.
I find that so interesting. All right, I think that's so cool because you actually like started like caring about it like from an early standpoint, which is what most
Yeah.
players do nowadays, right? But for me, it was completely different. I didn't know
really?
what PP was. I didn't know how the ranking system worked. I didn't know how to gain rank. All I cared about was crushing chaos. Right? That was it. My goal was just to be better than him. That's it. That was literally it. Right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, it's a pretty wholesome thing when you look back on it, but it was fierce, dude. The competition was fierce. All right. At the beginning, obviously the rank was like super big, but eventually
Yeah.
I would try to close the gap and stuff. But he was always one step ahead. But But when I started caring about it, when I actually realized what PP was, that was for my first 200 PP score. I didn't even know it was worth 200 PP. All right, I didn't log like my total PP performance points, like total, the weighted one. But I remember when I set my first 200 PP score, it was on Win God Girl, and Momo
I know that
HD. Yeah, Momo HD messaged me. He was like, "Wait a second, dude, that's your first 200 PP score," and I'm like, "What's that?" And he's like, all right,
God.
try these maps. And then he sent me a couple more maps, all right? It was Genome, I forgot what it's called, all right?
Yeah, that's
Jerome?
No, you said it right the first time. Close
Genome?
enough.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's crazy, all right? But Genome,
Okay.
it was that map, the old...
People just call it Die.
Oh, Die. All right,
Yeah.
that map back in the day. All right, and I've seen it in a couple tries with DT. All right, and it was like, oh my goodness, dude, try this map, and it was like Koi Goro.
Koi Gokuro, yeah.
Yeah, that it was by you know the
Oh,
mapper, all right?
I know, but I don't remember.
Delis, there we go.
Oh, Delis. Yeah,
Yeah,
there we go.
Delis. All right. That came back to bite me because even though I farmed that map that far back, I didn't know about mappers back then. So then like people were like, oh my god, this Delis dude is insane, and I had no idea who he was. And Toy was like, how do you not know Delis? This dude is literally like the OG of OGs, and I'm like, who?
Yeah,
I didn't
pay
know
that
much about like top
attention,
players and
yeah.
mappers back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how I got my first like 200 PP score, and then that's when I started caring about like my top plays, not necessarily total PP count until after like, even like today, I don't know what my total PP is.
Oh, really?
I just care about my top scores.
Oh,
That's
and your
what-
rank.
Yeah,
Because you
and
gotta
rank.
update your Twitter bio.
Yeah, yeah, precisely.
Yep.
You know, you get it.
Yeah. I think I didn't really play for PP when I started, but I did look at my rank changing. I didn't really know how to like find the best maps for PP. I mean, I did like look at other people's profiles back then because I was like, you didn't have Tolerino really. So
Oh my
the way
goodness,
to find
Tolerino!
PP maps, the way to find maps is you go to other people's profiles around your rank.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
how you did it, dude. Bros,
Yeah.
you guys, all right, you Osu Zoomers will never understand the struggle of farming back in the day. Oh my god. Oh my god. You'll find a dude who's around your rank that's slightly above and just snipe
Yeah.
all of his fucking stores. You grab that shit. You farm that shit, dude. That's how you climbed.
Yeah, it was
That's how
like see
you
what you
climb.
can do. Yeah.
Oh, you guys still do that? Well, now there's like resources for like like Tillerino. Okay, so nowadays Tillerino isn't really as updated from if I recall correctly.
All right.
Right?
I stopped using it, so.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it got to the point where every time I requested, they were like, Tomy
I
Elegy
never-
with DT. And I'm just like,
I never used it to request maps. I used it to check the values of maps that I already had.
Yeah, it was a really good resource for information and stuff, right? But yeah, I used to use Tellurian a lot. I would always request !R no mod.
Oh, dude.
The good old days. So yeah, nowadays I don't use it anymore. It's kind of like it's like.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I have a question. Did you have, like, when you first started, did you have any like misconceptions about like how the game worked, or like any mechanic? Like, okay, example for me. So when I first started playing, because like when you know your average accuracy on your profile, like is like an average of your top plays.
Yep.
But if you don't have many scores, it's like very like it goes up and down a lot.
Yeah.
With any new score that you set. So I set this, like, one of my first scores that I set was like maybe 98% on like a 1-star map or 2 stars. And then when I improved it to SS, I think I saw my profile AC not go up by 2%. And I was like, for some reason I thought it was like my map score, like my personal best on the map, the score didn't go up by 2%. So I was like, so I had this misconception that your personal best on a map is just the average of all the scores that you've set on it. And so from then on, I remember in this moment, I was looking at the global leaderboard, like all the 4 mod SSs, and I was like, that must have been their first submitted score, because otherwise they can never get a score like that.
Oh, so you thought the first score was like permanent and then you could never change it? Wow.
I thought you could change it by like improving it, because like if your first score is 90% and then you get SS, then your personal best becomes 95%. That's what I thought.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, dude.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
So then I was like, if I really ever want to set like a 100% as my personal best, I have to not submit until I get the 100% run and then submit it.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
So, yeah, so I was like, that. I think that's when I built this habit of like not submitting a score that I wasn't really satisfied with, I guess. So that, I mean, obviously I learned that's not how it works anymore.
Yeah.
But I guess that's why I started like not submitting if I wasn't satisfied with the score. Or like if I thought it was like good, then I would submit it.
Yeah.
If I thought it was okay. And then soon after I learned, but then it was still like, I don't want to submit and then have to like go back and improve it. Because I always had this mindset also with my personal bests. It's like, if you go back to an old map that you have like a 3-star map that you played like when you first started, and you have a B ring, like obviously now you can fix it. So the way I thought about it is like, if you know you can improve your personal best in like a few tries, it's not really your personal best on the map. So what I would do, I would always go, I mean, you could argue with that logic, but basically I would always go back to old maps that I had set scores on, and I would always try to like improve the accuracy or anything like, yeah. So I've actually found that that's really good for training accuracy and also with consistency, because like it forced me to like get really good, like to make sure I could play stuff perfectly.
Right.
Yeah. Like I had 1x100 on a map, 3-star, but just play it again, try to assess it, and like really get it down.
Yeah, that's actually that's awesome, because what turns out to be like a sort of misunderstanding for you actually ends up becoming one of the key like features for your playstyle. You know what I'm saying? Because because the fact that you play those maps over and over again, right? That you go back and to try to improve upon the score to really like get the perfect score, right? It plays into your current playstyle and turns into one of your strengths as a player, which I think is fascinating, absolutely amazing.
And it's something that I advise to people who ask me for advice, especially asking for accuracy advice. I always say like, go back through your old scores, or just like find any like very low star maps, because I think anyone who has heard me give advice will like be like, oh my god, this again. But so the thing that I found with like playing very low star maps, like 2-star maps, so if you're trying to train a skill, I've found that using higher star maps is like, I guess, distracting in a way, because let's say you're trying to focus on cursor movement, like just making your cursor movement as precise as possible. Like, have you ever tried that? Like,
are you
know
talking
how
about
auto...
like cursor stability, where it's like when you go from one object to the next, it's as straight as possible, no deviations?
Yeah.
I've tried to do that, but I couldn't figure it out.
Okay, I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
So the thing is, if you try doing that on like most maps, like 4 or 5 stars, or like whatever your normal playing like star range is, there's too much else going on that you have to focus on. You can't spend so much time focusing on your cursor movement because you're too busy like tapping a triple or like actually moving your cursor between objects quickly. Right. You can't focus. Like, if you have like a super slow slider, you can actually focus on moving your cursor like as smoothly as possible through the slider.
Oh, I cursor dance. I'm like, spinning in the sliders. But
okay.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
So where did I wanted to branch off of that, but I literally lost my train of thought. You were talking about what you're talking about is the reason why you told people not to go for harder maps in order to train when
training this.
Yeah, when you're training like cursor movement, you stay away from harder maps because with harder maps you can't really like focus on it, right? I agree with that 100%, but the thing is, I didn't focus on that until later, until I became like a 4-digit. That's when I started focusing skills. And here's the thing. I still have this mindset even to this day that like I want to focus one skill at a time and achieve mastery, or like as close to mastery on specific skills first, and then build myself up, right?
Yeah.
Normally
that works.
Yeah, it does work, and it's worked for me so far. But the conventional sort of method is just to go dive deep first, like literally just like jump into what it is and just play it as much as possible, and eventually you'll learn all of it and bring it all up at once, right? That's what I did for Hard Rock, because it got to a point because I was playing Nomad for the time, and I wanted to branch out into Hard Rock because I'm like, oh, Nomad player, Hard Rock is literally just Nomad,
but a little harder.
Just smaller. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find AR10 maps and play AR10. I was trying to find small circle size maps and play those individually. And then when I played Hard Rock, I died. All right, it was terrible. I was so done. It was so bad. So like, so what I decided to do, I was like, screw it. I just slapped on Hard Rock, played Hard Rock for literally weeks on end. And eventually I actually like developed the proficiency for it. So I'm like, this is kind of weird, because like my theory is like if you just practice these individually, it'll eventually work out. But in this case, I was like, I was only able to bring it like actually like master that skill by diving head first, right? So yeah, I don't know. As a theory, it kind of makes sense, but I feel like sometimes in execution, it is better to just like... I feel like it helps you prepare, but if you actually want to get better at a specific thing, which is Hard Rock, you have no other choice other than surrounding yourself and engulfing yourself in that challenge. Yeah.
I can... I don't know. When you say that, I kind of think of like when you're learning like a foreign language, for example. Like the best thing to do is like immerse yourself in like an environment in that language, but you have to do your own studying first.
Language.
Dude, honestly, I sometimes think that reading in Osu is like learning a language.
Yeah, I can agree to that. Yeah, honestly, because well, if you take a language and you break it down, there are individual concepts that you understand. And in a way that's similar to Osu, which honestly you could probably argue for like almost anything, but like it's the same method where you break down something as complex and overwhelming. You break it down into individual concepts, the foundations, and you build on top of it. You build on top of it.
Exactly.
You start with the alphabet, then you get into grammar. Exactly.
Exactly. I always emphasize or like prioritize, like when I give advice, is like make sure you have your fundamentals down.
100%. 100%. Chat, listen to this.
1,000%.
1,000. A million. Okay, you get it.
So the thing I think of is like, let's say I show you a sentence in like Russian, assuming you literally can't even read the alphabet. I could teach you how to like memorize this one sentence, and then you can you know, maybe start recognizing what each letter probably sounds like.
Eventually, over time, technicality,
if you keep looking at that same sentence like every single day.
Yeah.
But like, if you really want to improve and not just learn how to do this, like how to read this one sentence, but how to actually understand the sentence and read other things with like of similar difficulty, then you have to build yourself from the ground up.
100%.
And you have to work on your fundamentals. You have to not just work on your fundamentals, but it's like, I don't know, it's so important. It's so important.
It's mainly like a thing. I think of it like when you're pouring sand, right? When you're pouring sand, like if you were to just pour it from one point, it all mounds up in once, but then it starts to flow outwards, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're trying to become the best at aim, all right, and you're trying to stack the sand just on aim, you can only go so far until you're not able to build up. The sand keeps falling down, right? You need to get that sand to even out before you can finally start building up and up and up. So I feel like that's like basically the same way how Osu works, where it's like, if you want to get better, yes, if you keep focusing, you can keep pouring your sand in that one place, but eventually you're going to have to start filling in the rest of the areas for you to build your overall skill higher. There'll become like a sort of like plateau where you can't go any higher unless you build the fundamentals or start at least reinforcing other aspects of the game.
Yeah, at least like build a wall for yourself. Like you
build
have like
the wall.
Well,
yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But like if you're stacking sand, if there's like literally just a flat like forever, like you think like, what is it called, like flat, not like created like in Minecraft, you have just flat building area.
The shoebox?
Like,
or
no,
are you talking about the actual
like when you
foundation?
make a new world?
Yeah.
When you make a new world.
Yeah.
But it's like flat forever.
Super flat?
Super flat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of any better like analogy for like just flat forever.
the
like,
super flat Minecraft world.
Oh my god. Yeah, like if you're just stacking sand on the floor forever, then eventually it'll just keep spreading out forever. But if you build like a little like foundation to put the sand in, then you can actually stack.
Oh yeah, like you're talking about having like a sandbox.
Yeah.
Okay, but what would the sandbox be in Osu's like in the perspective
foundational skill?
Oh.
All
right, so I'm trying to break. Actually, yeah, that does make sense. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Because the foundations will help you like keep everything in check. Right. Yeah. 100%.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so to explain this analogy to anyone who's confused, it's kind of like you're trying to build aim. You're trying to get the best aim in the world. Your hands can be your hands can be super fast, right? But if your reading sucks, then there's going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to just like flail your arms and hit everything.
At some point it'll start holding you back.
Exactly. So like when he's saying build the sandbox, that foundation, reading could be part of that foundation that keeps your aim in check, that helps make it build higher and higher. 100%. Okay, I agree with it.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's go, dude. This is the reason why, like, people ask me on my stream all the time, like, oh, how do I improve aim? How do I improve this stuff? And like my response lately, all right, because like we've had these discussions and I've realized this, it's not just playing those maps, it's really getting the foundations down and the fundamentals down. And I just realized that my lighting sucks because, oh my goodness.
It seems fine. It's all good. It's all good.
If the lighting was flat. Okay, I'm thinking way too hard. This is a podcast. Okay.
Yeah, I tend to tell people, well, just asking how to get better is like, it really depends on where you currently are as a player. Oh. Are you going to tell us a ghost story?
Oh no. Never mind. I'll stop.
But yeah, it depends on where you are as a player.
Yep.
To improve. But what I usually can tell people that they need to work on is just like fundamental skill. Almost always it's like you could work on your fundamental skill, and usually it can always be trained on like 2-star maps. So every time I give advice, it circles back to like 2-star maps.
So Here's my problem with that. Well, honestly, this is everyone's problem with it because technically speaking, yeah, if you really want to do that, then yeah, play the foundation, all right, reinforce it, all right. But that's boring, dude.
Yeah,
that's boring.
I
No
knew
one
you were
wants to
gonna go
do
there.
that, all right. And that's literally the argument of everyone, all right. But
Yeah.
honestly, I think the playing 2-star maps things is a bit of a stretch. Technically
Oh,
speaking,
really?
yeah, if you were to master that, all right, then you build it up 100%. But I think, I don't know, 2 stars really like don't. I think like maybe like a little bit like easier and stuff. All right, because I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, like
all right?
1.5 stars.
Dude.
I mean,
Like 1.5 stars, maybe below what you normally play, can normally FC. That I can agree with because even like technically speaking, I'm supposed to be playing like around my skill level. All right,
yeah, it's like
I'm
7
supposed to
stars.
be playing like FCing 7.5 to
Maybe,
8 stars,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I still play 6 stars for practice,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Right, so like I think I can agree with that more. Playing like I think as a whole, when you're saying playing easier maps to like build that foundation, 100%. But I think for most players, going all the way down to 2 stars.
Yeah.
2 stars, you're getting into literally by the ranking system, normal maps.
Yeah, normal diffs.
Dude,
So, like, almost easy. Yeah.
Bro, most play, dude, I can't stand it. Bro, you can't. Dude, it's so boring. It's so boring. It is
All right,
literally
man.
the most boring thing ever.
If
I don't
it's
understand
that
how people
boring-
do it.
If it's that boring for you to improve, you know, it's okay. You don't have to improve.
Yeah, what I'm trying to argue is that, yo, dude, maybe you can go a little bit higher. All right, if you normally play 5-star maps, play 4 stars. That's cool. All right, 4 stars is still a challenge to keep your brain engaged because you have to understand. All right, I think one of the biggest things that plays into Osu is the zone. All right, you know when you get like super focused and stuff, right? Practice also requires you to also get in that zone as well, I would argue, right?
Yeah,
to
yeah.
really focus, to really do 100% of the effort. But if you don't really have a challenge, right? A 2-star map, yeah, technically speaking, you can focus on this stuff, right? But like as a challenge overall, the challenge isn't there for anyone, I would argue, to really get into that zone. Yeah, there's a couple of people. Maybe it works for you, but for the vast majority of people, the challenge isn't there. It's just boredom and frustration, I would say.
It's kind of more challenging than you might think, because it's not just about playing a 2-star map and like that's it. It's like the things that you're focusing on while you're playing that map. Like you use that map as a sort of like training ground for whatever skill you're trying to train.
I mean, what skills can the 2-star map like really help enforce outside of like reading, listening to the music, that sort of stuff?
So you can, I say, like reading like very fundamentally basic patterns. If you're able to play those at literally a perfect level, to a perfect degree, you can play very basic patterns, then you're like good. That's good. But like you have to be able to do that. Maybe like you can go up to 3 stars. I think 3 stars is where like more rhythmically complex.
Yes, yeah, that's the biggest argument I'm trying to make, because when you're playing 2-star maps, it's snake patterns. There's still snake patterns. You don't really see any patterns. You don't really see any concrete patterns like triangles and stuff until you start getting into hard to insane to and then expert is just cracked. So like that's what I'm saying. 2 stars, bro.
2 stars, but 2 stars is like, I think 1.5 to 2 stars is perfect for cursor movement. Training cursor movement is like, that's what I did. And like, that's what I tell people. And it tends to always work.
Okay, so if you care about cursor movement, yeah, then I guess this would be
cursor
relevant.
stability, it's like, so, I guess underrated. I don't know. Like maybe you don't notice because your cursor stability is already decent. But there's a lot of players where like between notes or in slow sections, like in a slow section, right? If you are like only like if you have to readjust your cursor, like you aim to a circle in the slow section, and then you feel like you have to readjust your cursor to make sure you actually hit it. It's like you almost miss the circle and then you go back to it. If that makes
for a
sense.
slow section.
Yeah, or any section. But if you're even doing it in slow sections, then I think you should focus on your cursor movement.
Okay, all right. So I see where that can do play into this. To explain his perspective, assuming I get this correct, is it's like you're trying to aim towards a circle, all right, but
Yeah.
but you're not 100% confident, so
Like,
you
like,
have that
you're not
period where-
precise enough.
yeah, so you over aim or maybe under aim, and then
Yeah.
you do the final adjustment to get to the
Yeah,
object,
and then you like,
right?
yeah, you end up needing to like wobble your cursor a little.
Yeah, something like that.
And when you're playing like very fast maps and you have to like readjust your cursor, like you don't have time to do that. Like like if you watch like, I don't know, maybe like White Cat's plays, for example, like 3-mod like aim FCs, like he doesn't have time to readjust his cursor
Yeah, it's
in the
just
middle of a
blast-
jump pattern.
Bless RNG, hope it works,
Yeah.
but it still works, and he's able to get it down so consistently. But do you
Yeah.
think that White Cat played 2-star maps?
I mean, you would have to ask him how he trained his cursor control. But for me, I don't know, that's what I did. And that's what I tell people. It always works. It always works. If it doesn't work, it's because they thought it was too boring and they didn't do it.
That's a call out, bro.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Either I give this, it's like, if I give this advice, it's like one of two things. Either like because I always, after I give advice, I always tell them like to update me on like if it helped. And then either they message me back saying that like it actually helped and like they want to know if I have any other advice from there, or before I even finish my advice, they're like, why would I play these 2-star maps?
That's literally a call out, dude.
What?
I get it.
Not just to you.
I get it though.
All right, man.
So, okay, I think. Do you think that you could achieve the same thing by focusing on cursor movement for harder maps? What I'm trying to argue is that, okay, if you literally only wanted to like, train that one aspect of the game, then yes. All right, 2-star
Yeah.
maps, 100%.
The most efficient way to train a skill is to isolate it.
Yeah, but remember when I mentioned earlier that all that training is cool and all, but like unless you actually like
you have
immerse
to be able to put
yourself
it together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Unless you actually immerse yourself and actually like put it all together, then
Then it's for nothing.
exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like
I
you
mean,
can
you don't-
practice
you
a
don't-
map all you want, but if you
Yeah.
can't pull it off in execution on the actual test, it's
Yeah.
meaningless. So
I mean,
what I'm
you
trying
don't
to argue
stay
is
in
that
2-stars forever. You don't stay there forever.
yeah. I think we're on the same page though, right? Because as long as you agree with that like I think we're cool. Because what I'm saying is like dude, 2-star maps, all right. I guess in that specific situation where you're only training cursor control, where you're only trying to build that foundation, that fundamental, 100% agree, all right? But I think that the problem that comes with that is that
That you can do the same thing on higher stars, where it's more practical.
more practical, yeah, practicality, more of a challenge, more focus. That would be my
Yeah.
argument.
So I think cursor movement and reading fundamentals are best at that star rating. I think good aim ties with reading and also ties with cursor movement. But aim itself, like being able to actually practice like 6-star jumps, is like you can't do that on 2-stars. Obviously, you can train your cursor stability to be better on 2-stars, and you can train your reading to be better on like lower star maps as well. But you have to you have to use higher star maps to actually train higher star like skill cap.
Yeah.
Someone's asking about flow aim. Flow aim, I feel like, is best trained by just play the stream and then watch your replay, and then
That's huge, dude. I tell people that all the time, dude. All right.
yeah, like watch your replay and see if you were aiming too fast or too slow, or like not aiming the curve properly, or like not tapping in time with your aim. And then the next time you play, just make a conscious effort to actually make that change. Like if you weren't aiming fast enough, try consciously aiming faster. Or even like if you keep trying to force yourself to aim faster to be on time, but you're still aiming too slow, then try to aim too fast and then see if it'll like balance out. Because sometimes, especially with accuracy, when people are consistently hitting early, because this is actually a problem with new players, is that they tend to like not tap on time.
Right.
Like they tend to tap too early and like
Rhythm
go
sense
through
isn't
Yeah,
as
yeah.
strong.
But sometimes it like carries too far, those bad habits. Like maybe I'm spectating someone like playing a 4-star map, just like jumps, like whatever, simple rhythm, and they're hitting everything too early, like almost hitting 50s, like too early.
Yeah.
And so I tell them like, hey, you're hitting too early. You should like hit a little later. And then like this is the middle, right? And
Yeah.
then like they're hitting maybe over here too early.
So they're early or late?
No.
Because on my perspective, like it's flipped, so it seems like it's hitting too late.
Wait,
So
late,
if this was
early?
the middle, on my perspective, oh fuck.
It's too hard. Okay,
Yeah.
but imagine like too early, almost hitting 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go from like the edge of the 100 range, but they're still hitting early. It's like half hundreds and 300s, like
Okay.
still too early. So then I tell them like, okay, try hitting late intentionally. And then this has happened once where I told them to hit late intentionally, and what happened is their hits ended up balancing out, and they were hitting 300s on everything because they were delaying their hits so hard, but they were also so used to hitting super early. So they ended up hitting in the middle every time. And I think that's actually what I did back when so when I started playing, I didn't know until like a while later, but you know the universal offset
Yes.
in your options?
Yeah, the universal offset.
Somehow one day I ended up misclicking it and never noticing. I trained accuracy with -133 universal offset. And I didn't notice until one of my first OSU friend, like from school, came over to my house and tried playing on my setup. And they were like, what's with the timing? And they immediately went to my universal offset. I didn't know what it was at the time, but they went to my universal offset and they were like, it's 133. And I'm like, what does that mean?
This is actually huge because I actually have a super similar story. It wasn't universal offset. All right, so here, all right, I'm hijacking this conversation now.
Okay, go.
Bro, this is back in the day. All right, I used a Razer mouse. All right, this is before tablet. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But I used a Razer mouse, so I used Razer software, right? And I was like, oh, Razer, super cool. The gamers, you know what I'm saying? So I used their audio surround sound system called Razer Surround Sound.
Ooh, okay.
And
Did it have delay?
yes.
Oh god.
Huge amount. And I didn't notice it. I literally didn't know, dude.
Yeah,
But
I didn't know what I was playing.
Yeah, and I used it all the time because like I was also playing Counter-Strike in this time. And I'm like, wait a second. The difference between like not having surround sound and having surround sound, I was like, I can feel the world around me. This is literally like 14, 13-year-old me. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Everyone needs to use it, right?
Uh-huh.
But like the thing is, I literally I had a similar interaction with you, except instead of someone coming to my place, I came to their place and I brought my setup. Right? I was a LAN party at my friend Ethan's place. Omnio42. You guys have probably seen him in the chat. But he was playing on my setup, right? And he played Osu. And he was like, dude, everything is off time. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? All right, I'm playing this stuff and it's like all 300s. And like, dude, it's terrible. And then I was doing some audio stuff and I was like, okay, maybe surround sound might do something with it. And then I closed the program, all right, and restarted my PC and stuff. And it was game changing.
Oh
it
my
changed everything. Literally everything. Everything changed overnight. All right.
Oh
Literally
my
at
God.
that moment in time. It was absolutely phenomenal, dude. All right. But the thing is, the damage was already done because I was playing with surround sound literally for years, or maybe a year and some months. You know what I'm saying? So the damage was already done. My rhythm sense was terrible. All right, and now I was just
You had to rebuild everything.
exactly. All right, now I feel like this is when it could get into like a mental thing, but I feel like that's part of the reason why my rhythm sense is still terrible, absolutely terrible.
Well, I think nowadays you said that you play with a bit of delay because of your stream setup.
Yes, this is another issue. All right, so with my setup, it's super complicated. All right, as a foundation for you guys who are watching with your own individual setups, whenever your audio gets reprocessed, all right, it goes through one process through your motherboard, right? If it ever gets reprocessed, there's audio latency attached with that, all right? If you have a sound card, if you have an external mixer, if it plugs in through USB that's powered, all right, if it goes through any of that, audio latency is added. All right, there's some sort of latency, right? So I have my motherboard, which processes first. That would be the minimum, all right, the bare minimum. Then it goes into my Go XLR, all right, which is a audio mixer that's done through USB. It's powered, so that adds significant latency. Then it also brings in the then it goes into my my receiver, which is which is my SteelSeries receiver, which is low latency, but the latency is still there, right? So because of that entire, because of the way my audio is structured, what would be low latency is now significant latency that I can literally tell just by
yeah.
That's why that's why I plug in my headset every time I play OSU, because with the Go XLR it is unbearable. I can literally tell. So
yeah, I see.
Now with the stream, it's even worse, because not only is it processed through the gaming PC, the Go XLR, now it's being routed through another mixer that I have for it's a Yamaha MG10XU. That's another mixer that's being processed, and then it's being processed through OBS, which has its own built-in audio mixer.
Way to think.
That's 4 points that could add audio latency. With my OBS, with my current settings, I think I have to offset it by literally 150 milliseconds.
Oh my god.
It's crazy, dude. So so you can think about it like this. This is what I say to everyone else. If you have anything that's reprocessing your audio, there is latency attached with that. If you use for people who are audiophiles, they have like a sort of EQ program. That sort of EQ, when you are adjusting like the frequencies of your audio, that adds latency because it's reprocessing your audio. So that's it.
Yeah, delay. I think someone asked what's the best universal offset then.
That is the wrong way to hear. That is fundamentally wrong.
That's the wrong question. I think best universal offset, if you don't, so by default, if you don't really know, just put 0. If you notice that, like, even if you feel like you're hitting in time, but your hits are always early or always late, then okay, universal offset. If you're hitting late, if you need help with the late hits, you go negative. Late hits, okay, to help late hits, go negative universal offset. And to help early hits, go positive universal offset.
Yes. All right.
Yes, but with local offset, local offset, it's opposite. With local offset, to help early hits, go negative, and to help early. Wait, frick.
I have a clip that explains this. All right, so this is why why offset is so complicated. At the end of the day, if you are not in the top, I'd say at least the top 10,000, do not touch offset. It is not relevant to you. What would you agree? What would you argue for that? Because my, all right, can I explain my perspective first?
Yeah.
When you are outside of the top 10,000, or at least at some certain range, all right, your rhythm sense, your actual rhythm sense, unless that's all you train, your rhythm sense is not going to be good enough where adjusting the offset is going to make a significant difference in your in your gameplay, right? If your unstable rate, if your overall unstable rate is super big, all right, if your hits are all over the place, all right, then it's not really going to help you that much. Yeah, your accuracy could help mitigate like some of the 100s you get if you adjust it properly, but it's not going to be that significant of an improvement. With most top players, however, all right, when they've trained their muscle memory to be able to condense their hits into such a tight like hit spectrum, right, that's when adjusting the offset by literally even 1 millisecond can make a huge difference in their play. That's why a lot of top players use offset and try to understand and figure out the offset. There are players like Fiery Rage who will literally find the offset for every single map in the map pool just to make sure that it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I argue with offset. It's just not worth it if you're a lower player. In fact, it may make things even worse because you're not adjusting for audio latency. You're adjusting for your own hit error.
Yeah, so you're saying like if a player is like too new to the game, like they haven't trained accuracy yet, then you're saying that the earlier late hits are actually a result of their accuracy just not being good enough.
It's a result of human error, not processing.
Yeah.
Processing errors.
Offset. Yeah. So I think using a sort of rank barrier, like telling people like once you pass a certain rank, then you can worry about it, is like less, I don't know, like not the right way to like set the boundary for like when you should start caring about this. I think like once you feel like you've trained your accuracy enough and you want to train it, you want to be able to train it further, then try to see if you can find the right offset for yourself. Like if your hits are very consistent in like the hit error graph, which I guess we can talk about later, because I'm sure not everyone even knows like what graph are we even talking about. But if your hits have become like, if you've trained your accuracy enough to where your hits are very consistent but they're not centered, then and if you really feel like you're hitting in time with the music but it's not, the hits aren't centered, then you should start looking at your universal offset.
Okay, I guess I can agree with that. It's just the thing is when it comes to offset, when you understand it, it's super simple, but to newer players, it is super complicated. Yeah. You have one that's done this way, and then the other that's flipped around, and if you adjust it the wrong way, you're actually making the problem worse. There's actually a video. All right, there's a video. It was on Guilty All the Same that I did, where I was getting bad accuracy, and I actually adjusted the offset in the wrong direction. My local offset in the wrong direction. Right? That was embarrassing. People called me out on it, but like, it somehow made my accuracy better. So if I didn't know, all right, because here's the thing, offset can also turn into a placebo thing, because when you adjust the offset, you're like, you're going to naturally concentrate on the music more to see if it fixed the problem, and the act of you concentrating on the music more makes your accuracy better. You know? So it could turn into a placebo, and that's the thing. That's why I don't want newer players, all right? People who are out, who aren't achieving that high level of performance to even bother with it, because all you have to do is just focus more at the end of the day. Offset should only just be a thing to correct hardware issues.
Someone asked like if you're just adjusting your own tapping rather than adjusting the offset, it's not a bad thing to adjust your tapping. I think if you're able to adjust your tapping to be in time and then hit accurately, then that's good. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to adjust your offset. If you can just adjust your tapping to be more in time. There's an old, like, very, like, almost like one of the best hidden hard rock accuracy players a while back named Delua, and I remember he had a like forum post, because he used to give advice throughout the Uzi forums, and he mentioned that like he never changes his offset, he just changes his own tapping. And so that is something that's like, you can do that. If you're able to do that, it's perfectly fine. Someone else asked, like,
so
what?
Wait, are we shifting more towards like viewer requested like questions and stuff now?
Oh, no, I'm just like trying to
clear the confusion.
Segue, clearing confusion.
Okay.
So let's talk about like what exactly is the graph that we're talking about. So at the bottom of the screen, there's an option. It's in the OSU options called hit error graph. And so turn that on.
No, by default it's actually on. For newer players, when they install the game, by default the hit error graph is on. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, I'm pretty sure they changed that, where by default everyone has a hit error graph on.
It's on. Okay,
it's on by
if
default.
It's off, if you don't see the graph, then turn it on. That's step one.
So the hit error graph is the graph that is at the bottom of the screen, in the middle, bottom middle. You'll see something. It has blue in the middle, green on the outside of that blue, and then
like orange
brownish on the outside.
Yeah.
The blue is 300s, green is 300s, that brownish
green is 100s.
Yeah, green is 100s, and then the brown is 50s. Anything outside of that zone could land a miss, depending on whether how early or late you hit it, or a note lock if you hit it super early.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait. Is my hand on the left or right for you?
It's on my that I'm looking at.
Yeah. Okay, so like think of it like a timeline, like the hits, like this is early, and then like in the middle is accurate, and then you start hitting late.
Exactly. All right. So
Yeah,
on my
yeah.
side, it would be like this. All right. Early, slightly early, perfect,
Yeah.
perfect, late or slightly late, really late. You fucked up.
I don't know. It was reversed on my end.
Okay.
But,
on my end, it was perfect.
Okay. I don't know. So, well, we're
You
trying to go
fucked up.
left to right. We're trying to go left to right, basically. If it looked like right to left in our camera, it was supposed to be.
If it's
Left
all
to
right,
right.
if you're playing the game, if it's on the left, it's early. If it's on the right, it's late.
Yeah. So, so you have your hits. Like every single hit is like a line on the graph, and so if all of your lines tend to be towards the left or the right, then you should be, going back and forth. Or
This would be so much easier if we
Yeah.
could visualize it on like paint.
True.
But we like if we do this for YouTube, if you have like edits for YouTube, you could probably do that.
Okay, true.
All right. So, there's another thing that I wanted to address. All right, someone in my chat said that the Yamaha MG10XU doesn't have audio latency. That is incorrect. All right, it may be just a couple milliseconds. All right, but those couple milliseconds add up when you go through all of the processing. All right, it does add up, and then you count like the what's called the interference between the cables, dude. All right, even if it's just a couple milliseconds. All right, people say that there's no latency. All right, for the for this headset. All right, if it's just a couple milliseconds to top players, that matters. Even a
Yeah.
single millisecond.
It can matter, yeah. So I think it's been like over an hour. So
It's been
do you
an
wanna-
yeah, it's been an hour. And well, we
Do you wanna
started
take-
slightly late, so an hour and 4 minutes.
That's true. Like miscellaneous viewer questions. to
Okay, we
talk
could do
about.
yeah, we could do viewer questions. We didn't really have like a sort of like a schedule for this. The plan was to have like each podcast to be an hour of focused topic talk or whatever happens, and then 30 minutes for like the chat to ask questions.
Yeah. So that's good. Do you think accuracy is a skill? Yes.
Yes.
Thoughts on Gamma?
100%.
Gamma can be useful.
Gamma
can
is
also
a
just-
crutch.
You can
Anyone
just,
who uses a gamma, all right, not really, all right, it's cool, I understand it, but like all right, so here's the thing. I think I want to play, for me personally, my own personal preference, I want to make playing the game as easy as possible. With that in mind, I probably shouldn't have started live streaming, but if I have to like use something, if I have to launch something just to play a game a certain way, that is not going to work for me.
well, personally, I don't use Gamma. I just like memorize if I need to learn how to read like high AR. If I need to learn a high AR map for a tournament, I just practice it.
Yeah.
Lots of people use Gamma. It's fine. I mean, it's just
It's an
changing the
accepted
visuals.
thing in the community. I think it's a crutch.
Someone said, if I want to become a good tournament player at my rank range, is it better to specialize in one skill or become like a little above average in every skill, but not specialized? Depends if you want to be good at team tournaments or 1v1 tournaments. 1v1 tournaments, any weakness you have will get abused. In team tournaments, if you're very specialized in like a pretty niche skill, but you can also help on like any kind of map, like you should be kind of average on most maps, and then you can have your specialty. I think that's the best way to like bring value to a team in a tournament.
If all you care about is tournaments, I'll tell you something right now. Every single newer player who comes to this game immediately just starts going head first in a single skill set, right? It takes a
yeah,
lot of time to
sometimes.
build that sort of like foundation, and then to actually be like, I guess, useful in a team. Is that the right word? That
yeah.
sounds weird, but yeah.
Like helpful.
Helpful.
maybe.
There you go.
Yeah. If you were to list the fundamentals of OSU, what would they be? So fundamentals, I always say that there are 3 main inputs that go into OSU, go into any score that you do. And that is your aim. Think like your left hand, your right hand, and your reading. So like there's like 3 main inputs, and each of them individually is sort of like one fundamental of the game. Like reading skill has its own fundamentals, tapping control has its own fundamentals, and aim control as well.
Yes.
What's the best skill set to specialize in aim right now?
I mean,
Well,
if
best-
all you care about is setting scores, all right, then aim. 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, personally, I think reading of the three, reading is very important.
What do you think
'Cause
about easy players then, in flashlight players?
Good.
Huh?
Good. They're good.
But if you're saying that they're the best, then would you?
Oh, not
like,
best, but it's
Like if you say that reading is the most important skill, then surely you must prioritize easy and flashlight players above aim players.
I'm thinking like, so you have your three skills, and you say two of them will be average, and then one of them will be above average. I think the best, you can only choose one of them to be above average. Then I would say reading.
Okay.
I would say reading.
Above average and not exceptional. Then.
Because reading ties into consistency and accuracy both.
Okay.
Aim just ties into being able to move your cursor to the object, which is good. You need to be able to do that, right? So that's good. And also tapping, you need to be able to tap consistently in order to act consistently.
I have a question for you actually on that topic. We're slightly off, but like I have this like sort of play style.
Oh wait, sorry. But before you start, I just want to say to everyone asking questions that you want us to answer, but we can't get into. If you're watching from YouTube, just leave a comment and we'll be able to respond there. If not, you can ask us in either of our Discord servers, right?
Yeah,
I don't know how often you
fix my
check
Discord.
yours.
My Discord is.
Oh. You can join mine. It's in my.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, but if you want me to answer your question, I check my Discord server, so it's in my Twitch panels, my stream title, in my chat now. Thank you, Sry. But yeah, so what were you saying?
All right, so I was talking. All right, so this gets into the subject of cheesing in Osu. Right?
Oh, okay.
This is pretty bad, right? But I used to cheese a lot because
Like
when I
just
saw
going super combo game mode.
Yeah, precisely, dude. I still do it to this day, and it's the reason why my accuracy is almost terrible, because like I have basically gotten used to, like, I have thought from the beginning that all aim is just being able to move your cursor from one object to the other. As long as it goes over it in some way, shape, or form, it doesn't even matter if the timing is correct with my aim, my tapping will carry, right? So like sometimes if like a jump is super long, I'll like try to aim it, and then I'll make sure that my cursor is over it at some point in time, and then my tapping slap that bitch.
Well, I mean that's good. I mean you're able to be consistent like that, right? Yeah. So, I mean it's fine.
I mean, do you
Nothing
see
wrong
that as
with it.
cheesing? I kind of see it as cheesing. I try not to rely on that.
I see it as like focusing. Like if you're dropping accuracy to do that, then I think it's reaching the point of like cheesing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
how
because
important
sometimes stuff like that would be super important. Like you basically need to do that when you start learning jump streams. You know, jump streams is super complex, and like from the foundation, if you were to literally just like tap the way through, like it's super hard to even like get it down unless you like start cheesing from the beginning and try to remove it later. You know?
Jump streams, the most important note to focus on is the first start, like the starting note of each like jump, each new jump. So like if it's 4 notes and then 4 notes and then 4 notes, like focus on like the 1 1 1. Like make sure you hit the first note of each jump. Jump streams are like if it's a consecutive stream, but it's like split into chunks almost. You have to actually jump your cursor in order to continue the stream. Someone asked 160 hertz versus 144 hertz importance. Like how important is the difference? It's helpful, it's not necessary to upgrade.
100%. 100%. 100% agree. Here's the thing. All right, this is a fundamental law that I preach to my stream.
Okay.
That you cannot buy skill. Do you agree with that?
You can buy things that help your skill, but you cannot buy. It's like you can't buy happiness, but like
you can buy things to make your life easier.
Like let's say just having this makes me very happy, but like I didn't buy the happiness. I bought this and it made me happy. Yeah. You know?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I can agree with that.
It made me a little happier.
Right.
So like I have 144 hertz and it definitely helped me, but it didn't give me the skill. It just made it a little easier for me to use the skill that I already had.
It makes it easier to learn, I would say.
Yeah.
So like, here's the thing: if that was correct, if the you could buy skill was correct, then in that case I should be the best player because I literally have like one of the best setups in the world. 240 hertz monitor, all right, amazing keyboard, the best tablet, bro. How am I not number one?
The best tablet.
The CTH480 is basically considered the best tablet out there.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah, so like the thing is, all right, these sort of your hardware can help you make the process of learning the game and practicing so much easier, right? But when it comes to actually getting down the mechanical skill for you as a person to actually do it, you are your biggest bottleneck, right? If you somehow get to the point where buying a 144 hertz monitor will actually give you a huge improvement, then yeah, eventually you can get to the point where yes, basically getting buying a peripheral will allow you to improve. Then yeah, in that case, I think it would be relevant. But for the most for most people who consider buying a 144 hertz monitor and stuff, they have the expectations that buying one will make them better at the game, and that's just not true. If you've been staying on 60 hertz for so long, for a long period of time, and you've mastered it, all right, and you feel like it's time for an upgrade, then yes, I feel like it would be super beneficial.
Like if you start to feel like your setup is like crutching you, like holding you back, then you can look into it. But it's not like there's a skill ceiling that you can't pass until you upgrade your setup. It's not like that. Like you can keep training with like this setup that you have. I remember idke has mentioned before, like even if you switch from like, even if you Ed, like you were just talking about how you're
It's a meme in the chat.
Oh, idke, that idke stare. Like if you go from like your setup that's like very good, and if you just suddenly switch to like the most scuffed setup, you'll eventually get used to it and you'll be able to play just fine.
100%.
So like even if you have the most scuffed setup, if you're used to it, you might play even better on your scuffed setup than like if you switch to some super like high-end setup.
Every single professional player, all right, every single high-end player should be able to adapt, all right? If you are really that good at the game, you need to have the ability to adapt. That is like at the foundation of everything is your ability to learn how to get better, right? And when you when you're a top player at a specific game and you understand the fundamentals as like from the foundation as a core, then you should be able to, on any setup, quickly learn those foundations again on any setup, right? It can be super scuffed. This is exactly what we saw at TwitchCon 2018. Do you remember you were there, right? Do you remember the LAN tournament where Ryuk won? All right, these guys played with extremely scuffed setups. I mean, they were still super nice, but
they were good setups, but they were just different.
Yeah, they were different, but people adjusted their tablet sensitivities, all right, not through their area, but through the in-game sensitivity, all right. And people people would reuse the same tablets. Very few people brought their own tablets, so they had to be reused and stuff.
Yeah, but even then you'd have to install the drivers, so it's like you had to use their
yes,
I think you had to use their tablets. I think I got kind of lucky, like I only had to change my sensitivity twice before it felt okay. Yeah. Before it felt like my area. So I feel like I got kind of lucky.
I just remember, dude, you knocked me out of the tournament.
Oh, on like some Dragon Force song.
Yeah, those defenders. Fuck
defenders.
you, dude.
Dude, like Chippy was like, I'm betting $5 or $10 on this, but then like he made me write on it with Sharpie. So it was like, what's the point? But I don't know. That's funny. Good time. Good times.
Damn, that was embarrassing because that map, dude, bro, that should have been me, dude.
Oh my god. All good, man. It's okay. I got to second place and then I just got smashed by idke.
All right, some dude from my chat says, how can you tell the difference between a shit miss and a genuine miss? A genuine miss, you'll know that you missed before you even got the miss.
I feel like if it's a genuine miss, then you'll kind of feel like you weren't really able to hit that pattern, because like sometimes you're like playing a pattern that you're sure you could probably hit most of the time, but then you just like missed and you're like, what, why?
I guess so. Yeah,
but like if the pattern you feel like is really too hard for you and then you miss as a result, then that that's like a genuine miss.
I mean,
Like if you're playing like a 10-star map and you obviously can't hit the jumps,
Yeah.
and then you start missing, that's like,
oh
you
yeah,
know,
those are genuine misses, obviously.
Yeah.
But from when I'm playing like a map that I know I can do, all right, and I'm in like the zone, all right, I will know just based off of how I'm moving my hand that shit, I didn't do the movement far enough, and I know I'm already gonna miss before I even get there. You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to believe that sort of stuff because the game is moving so fast, right? And
that's
how can
true.
you think that fast? But it's
Yeah.
like an instinct. It's an instinct
Yeah.
where like I'm playing the game and wait a second, I fucked up.
Oh no.
And then it happens. You know, I see
You
that
also
as a
didn't
genuine
censor.
miss, as a genuine mistake from my perspective. A shit miss, on the other hand, is like everything should be fine. Something went wrong. What was that? That's what I call a shit miss. You know,
Yeah. And someone mentioned you.
a shit miss
like-
is when you miss and didn't learn anything.
Oh, that's a good way to word it. Yeah, because it's like you didn't really learn anything about like why I didn't miss. I mean, obviously, every time you miss, there's something that you can watch your replay and figure out what you did wrong. Either over aim, under aim, like you didn't tap in sync, or I guess those are the main ones. Or like you just didn't like. Sometimes you just didn't tap, or like sometimes your keyboard tapped twice, or something like that. But also like if you can't read the pattern, and you miss as a result, I think that's like genuine.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Someone asked me how I came up with my username. So I used to argue about like Digimon and with my brother. And so when I made my first username, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna combine the two, like Digimon and Pokemon. Like I would just argue about Pokemon, and then he would argue to me about Digimon. So I just combined the two
Hell yeah.
when I made my username.
With my username, it was like,
Oh, I don't even know this story. Okay, go.
wait, you don't know the story behind my username?
No, I don't.
What? Okay, so obviously it came from the Minecraft community, right?
Oh yeah.
That's why MC's tacked on to the end of it. But how I actually got the username BeastTroll, all right? So I first found out about Minecraft from my friend Dez, all right? He lives like up the street and stuff, right? Or around the corner. So that's when I first actually saw Minecraft gameplay. But I was poor as heck, and I couldn't like buy it for myself, right? So I was just like watching him play. His next door neighbor also played Minecraft. I was also friends with him. His name is not shit, but Nick. His name is Nick. All right.
Okay.
So like, he knew that I was super into the game. All right. And that I really wanted the game, but I couldn't get it myself, right? So eventually, when he quit the game, he quit Minecraft, he gave me his account. And that
Ooh,
account
that's
name
nice.
was BeastTroll. There's 3 T's because he misspelled it when he created his account, right? So I used that account for the longest time, right?
Oh,
And then
okay.
I decided, wait a second, I want to become famous. So I created a YouTube channel, except I didn't want the misspelling to be in there, right? And I was like, I already have the account BeastTroll, right? It would it wouldn't really make sense if I made something like completely different. So I wanted to stay within that BeastTroll sort of area. So I made BeasttrollMC. That's it. So this is actually, I got cash, all right? My dad wouldn't let me buy Minecraft, so I literally ran to GameStop when he wasn't like around, and I just like ran all the way to GameStop, bought it, fucking marathon, dude. It was like literally like
my
2
God.
miles, all right, on my own with fucking
Wow.
30 bucks in my pocket just to buy that Minecraft gift card and redeem it. Woo, bro, this was the
Let's
age
go.
before Amazon, all right. And that's how I created the account BeasttrollMC, and that's when the YouTube channel BeasttrollMC came from, right?
So you basically got the name from your friend who gave their Minecraft account to you?
Exactly. But honestly, if I had the choice, I probably would have named myself something different because BeasttrollMC
Wow.
Pains Champ. And also, it just doesn't really represent me, you know? Because, like, I don't really troll. I've never really trolled in ever.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah, it doesn't really like represent me, so that's why I'm like, this name sucks.
Yeah, I never troll. You could ask Apraxia.
Okay. So yeah, that's the story behind my my username. Only a troller has the same exact situation. Woo!
Someone asked, is there a significant difference in skill cap between mouse and tablet? No, I don't think so. Only mouse drift limitations, but you just work around it.
100%. I say the exact same thing. Technically speaking, tablets are objectively better than mouse only because of mouse drift, right? But mouse drift can be mitigated, all right? It's just another thing that you have to learn.
But even like, sometimes like your grip can make patterns uncomfortable with your tablet, but then mouse players don't have an issue because like
It's true.
so
It's true.
it's like some angles are like not tablet friendly just because of like the nature of holding a pen.
Exactly. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's been an hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, has it?
Yep.
All right. Do we wrap up?
I think this is the time to wrap it up, dudes.
All right. We'll be doing this every other Wednesday, 6 times,
Yeah.
and then we take a little break and
And we reflect
maybe-
on our actions.
yeah, reflect, maybe make it less scuffed, and then,
Who knows, dude? Who knows?
and then pick it back up.
That's the plan, at least. We're hoping to get like some other dudes featured in as well.
Yeah.
Sometime. All right. Who knows how that's actually going to play out? But the reason why this version is scuffed is because like we just wanted to we were afraid that if we were to plan literally everything out, then the podcast would never start.
Yeah, never happen.
Exactly. So we decided to just take the initiative and do it now and work on the improvements over time. Yep.
Yeah, I think like just do it and then make adjustments from there, rather than like think about doing it and then make adjustments and then think about if it's better.
That's
and
my
think about
problem, dude. Literally.
Yeah. All right, so until next time, thanks for doing this.
Thank you, nation.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Thanks for the talk, Habib.
Yep. All right. See you next time.
Oh, big one. Yo, dudes, if you guys want to, Habib streams on Twitch, all right, twitch.tv/DigitalHypno. All right.
Yes.
If you guys want to check him out, he's a pretty crazy player. All right.
Yep. And people on my stream, twitch.tv/BeasttrollMC. If you want to head there, you know, pretty up and coming streamer. I think you know, show him some support.
Thanks, Reddit.
All right. See you next time.
Peace the fuck out, nation. Have a good one. That was awesome, dudes. That was awesome. Wait, wait, you guys can't see me. Hello, nation. We are back. What do you guys think? All right. What do you guys, can we get some constructive criticism, some feedback on the podcast? What do you guys think? All right. I saw someone say that I kept cutting out DigitalHypno, but the reason why I felt like I had to was because if there was an entire section where I let him like basically like take control, but then he was going on for like a good like 10-20 minutes on his own, and I'm like, wait a second, I need to put some input, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, how do you guys think that I could improve this? All right, because the entire point of this is to improve it over time. Yeah, it was awkward / cringe at the end, but I enjoy it. Fuck you, dude. I like how you stopped giving a fuck about the beeps halfway. I was too lazy to press the button. It was okay, but needs an overlay. We can get that sorted out. Try to say less that's going to be something that is crafted over time. Dude, the ping pong shit during the podcast was amazing. I saw that. All right, I didn't know whether or not to take offense to that because either the topic wasn't interesting and the chat was bored, or they were just like messing around. Would be better with air you as a guest every fucking episode. Who knows, dude? Make it longer. Maybe. Who knows? Visually speaking, podcast overlay would be clean. Oh yeah. Was pretty good, but you need to synchronize with each other. It felt more like 2 monologues rather than a dialogue. Two monologues rather than a dialogue. Long speech by one actor or in a play in a movie or part as a theatrical or broadcast program. A long, tedious speech by one person during a conversation. Conversation between two or more people as they feature a book, play, or movie. Take part in a conversation or discussion to resolve a problem. All right, so yeah, we had like, all right, so the reason why it was more of a monologue in this conversation is because the questions were more like monologue worthy. Because like, here's the thing, dudes. If you're asking for like my story on like my username, of course it's only going to be my perspective. It's kind of hard to bring someone else into it, you know? I feel like that would be a difference in like the actual questions being asked. It will have to be more like, what are your thoughts on this subject? More like, what's your experience on this? But we can definitely make it more of like a dialogue, 100%. It was super fun and enjoyable to watch and host a podcast. Try and create structure before the podcast starts so there's no awkwardness. You can always rely on your structure to create flow. True. Category is still Osu. We might play a little bit of Osu. Hello, Mini Mixie. What's poppin'? Mini Mixie, did you answer the stuff from what's called from Nalian? I hope the stuff with that was worked out all right. I was going to message you myself, but then he said he was going to message you about it and sort it out. So I'm like, all right. Banging your head against the wall for 1 hour burns 150 categories. What the fuck does this have to do with?
Elise gifted a
Get
tier
out.
1 sub to Mura Sameyu.
How's the skin project going? I forgot to message him on Twitter, dude. I've literally ignored him like 5 times now. I feel so bad. I was going to do it today, but I'm streaming now, so I'm like, I messaged him back and I told him to keep like bumping me because I'm always busy, you know what I'm saying? Will get people from your community, or are you going to get people like Ryuke, idke, and Spare? All right, so here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. The reason why I'm cool with DigitalHypno being like my co-host is because he's good at conversation, all right? The thing is, all right, if we actually want a good podcast, all right, have you guys watched the Joe Rogan Experience with Elon Musk? It's hard to have a conversation with Elon Musk. All right, in that podcast, it was mainly one-sided because Elon Musk is like, isn't really that much of a speech person, right? When he talks, he has like a lot of pauses, all right? He's like, it's not really the type of person you have a conversation with. With other people, that's my fear when it comes to like that's my fear when it comes to having guests on it. Because I would have to basically like, it would be more of a skill that I would have to like develop in order to keep the conversation going, to include him. Because when you have people who are not as social come onto the podcast, because let's be honest, most people who play Osu aren't really that social, all right? Getting people to be comfortable with like telling their story and to get them more comfortable with like opening up, I guess, is going to be extremely difficult. And me as like the host or co-host is going to be responsible to get to facilitate that conversation. I'm gonna have to figure something out. Pete is good at that. Pete is amazing at that. Holy fuck, man. Pete is the most alpha individual to ever exist. I swear on it, man. He's probably the most alpha individual in Osu. 100%. This dude is ripped out of his mind. He has the self-confidence of a fucking goat. I love Pete. I wish we talked more. Toy next time. He's social as well. Toy's also super busy though. Well, I'd love to have Toy on though. Get fiery. He's a conversation person. Really? I mean, he's definitely cool with talking a lot, but yeah. I'm also down to have fire though. I want to have as many people on as possible, but I just want to make sure that I, as a person, as an interviewer, as the host. Oh shit, Remco, what's up, dude? Yo, we just did our first scuffed Osu podcast with DigitalHypno. It was pretty awesome. I just joined. What are we talking about? We literally just finished, dude. We started at 12 and we went on for like an hour and 30 minutes. I'm sorry. Yo, if you are interested though, DigitalHypno is planning on uploading it to YouTube, and it's also going to be in both of our VODs. He was also streaming it. I just saw my name in chat. Oh, it's because we're talking about other people that we could have on the podcast. Right now, it's literally just me and DigitalHypno. We're planning on having guests on as well. So I'm just talking about like the not burden but the responsibility of me as a host to help facilitate the conversation if the person I'm talking to isn't as like socially motivated or socially comfortable. Because Osu, let's be real, all right, most people in Osu don't really have conversations. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the exact same way, but like when I'm on stream, it's just like I'm so much more comfortable. What a political way of phrasing it. I mean, it's true, all right? I'm not trying to flame him, all right? But some people, holy shit, when I was at Osu event, woo! Damn! You don't want to be the host who makes the guest feel awkward is what you're saying. Like you're trying to help the person feel comfortable, right? So if I understand, BTMCL, 100%, all right? Make them feel comfortable, you know, provide an environment where they can like speak their mind and have a good time. But what I'm afraid of happening is if I have to interview someone like Elon Musk, not of his clout, but of his personality, because holy shit, he did a separate interview, all right? He did a separate podcast where he was talking about his podcast with Elon Musk, and holy fuck, dude, all right? He had to get him like, in order to get him to actually like, you know, talk easy, all right? This dude was talking about like weed. That's why the most infamous fucking, that's the reason why this surfaced. The reason why this happened is to help him open up. That's the reason why Elon tried weed for the first fucking time. That's the reason why Joe Rogan offered him the fucking blunt. It's to help him open up, dude. All right? Fucking hell. That's it. I'm just like, I generally looked at it like two people in an interview should total 100%, and if you feel and if you just feel out how much percentage of that 100% you have to fill in based on the other person's energy, but if that was the case, if you were to talk about it like that, then what happens if it gets to the case where I'm 90% of the talk and then the other person that as the guest is only 10%? I want to try to help get him up to like 50-50. Oh yeah, that's another thing that I'm afraid about. All right, me and Habib also have like this sort of problem sometimes. So over time, I feel like we're going to weed it out, where we'll be able to have those conversations like together and not interrupt each other. Because when you have two alphas in the call, then it always comes to like talking over each other. So it comes to like being able to become a conductor and help like facilitate the conversation and know when to give the floor to the other person is relevant. Interrupting equals alpha. Heard it here first. I mean, like, the whole like, I've watched a lot of videos from this guy called Charisma on Command, and he goes into in depth about like how to actually like talk, how to command the conversation, how to like, you know, facilitate it, and how to like control it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool. I love his videos. All right, I'm actually thinking of taking the course, but I'm like, I'd be playing into his marketing. This is exactly how he does it, dude. All right, YouTube channels, they create amazing high quality videos, and at the end of every single video they keep pushing this class. All right, and holy fuck, dude, the videos are so good it makes me want to take them, dude. All right, full-time filmmaker, Charisma University, dude. Woo! These videos always makes me want to learn, bro. Life improvement courses are Pepega. Are you sure about that? I'm not sure about that one, dude. I think I'll have to disagree. Oh no. Most of the time they are a waste of money though. Are you sure of that? About that? I mean, if you take the information, you don't actually apply it, then yes, it turns into a waste of money. But when it comes to these okay, for most online courses, yeah, I think they are a waste of money because they just regurgitate the same fucking information that you can give for free. But when it comes to like these two resources, I've basically like have been convinced that it does have value that I feel like isn't anywhere else I can get easily. Bookmark this for a watch. What is this? The toxic world of self-help, hustle culture, toxic positivity, addiction, and fake gurus. I'm down to watch this right now. Dudes, what do you guys think? Let me take a potty break and we'll talk. This is only 18 minutes. That's not that bad. Let's do it. Hold on, I'll be right back. Let me use the bathroom. All right, check out the 60-second ad while I'm taking a piss. Imagine getting paid to use the bathroom. This is it, dudes. That's how you know that we made it. Let's go.
All right, and then Ed in his chat watched that video that Happy Sick linked. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the first episode of this podcast. I'll go ahead and add this little outro here because Ed can't stop me. I mean, because I want to give some closing thoughts on the first episode. So it was definitely a bit scuffed, but we figured we had to start somewhere with this podcast, and the best way to know what to improve on the most was to just start making the podcast and get feedback from you guys. So with that said, please leave your comments on this video and either give feedback, ask questions, as I mentioned during the podcast, or request topics to be covered in future episodes. I'll be reading every comment, so if you have anything to say to either me or Ed, just leave a comment and I'll get to it when I can. Thanks again for watching and supporting this project of ours, and we'll see you next time.